Guys, good morning. It's 11:30 just about. This is Angie and this is Chef Helena. We're at Well Seasoned Gourmet Food Store and we're ready to make lunch. Chef Helena is back in our kitchen today for part 2 of our Hump Day with Helena, teaching kids how to cook some really good food at home. So I hope everybody's got their ingredients ready and all their equipment ready. We're looking forward to making a really delicious Mexican lunch. So yeah, welcome back, Chef. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Have fun.
Thank you, we will. Good morning, everybody. I hope that everyone's washed their hands and we're ready to go. Today we are making a Mexican tortilla bites with homemade pineapple salsa and guacamole. It's going to be so delicious. You're going to love it. So I've got all my mise en place. I've already washed my hands. All my mise en place ready to go. I'm going to show you a couple of tips and tricks on how to use some leftovers and on what I do to set up. So obviously I've got my cutting board with a wet towel underneath it. I have all of my utensils ready to go. All of my mise en place ready to go. We have our spice mix ready to go. All of our taco filling, our guacamole, and our salsa. So here's what we're going to do. What takes the longest will be making our tacos. So we're going to start with that first of all. You can serve this, it's basically like a taco topping. You can serve this on top of tortilla chips, on rice, on polenta, mashed potatoes. It doesn't matter, whatever you happen to have at home. We're going to be serving on tortilla chips today. I have blue tortilla chips and just regular tortilla chips. I'm going to show you how to use all the little extra little bits of tortilla chips as well. So here's my prep for my taco filling. I have canola oil here. I have an onion already pre-diced. I'm going to show you, these are just regular yellow onions. I'm going to show you how to make them sweet in a couple of minutes. I have turkey, but you can use whatever you want. This is a pound of turkey that I ground up this morning. You can use pork, you can use chicken, you can use beef, veggie alternatives. All you have at home is eggplant. Dice up some eggplant, put it in there. Even potatoes will do. I have some tomato sauce here, and I've got some tortillas, and I have my cheese and some cilantro. So, before we get started with anything, I'm going to show you guys about your tomato sauce. I've got a little extra tomato sauce here at the bottom, and I want to use every little bit. So I've got some water. I'm going to pour that in. Stir that up, and I'm going to get all those little bits of tomatoes out of here and put it into my sauce. So now I have a nice clean can. We're going to start off with making our spice mix, which is super, super easy. You can use a pre-done spice mix if you want to at home, but this is what I happen to have today. So this is my own spice mix. This here is chili peppers. It's a chili powder, pardon me. Sweet paprika, and you want to use this one here is, we sell this in the store. It's a private segedi. It's a sweet Hungarian paprika. You don't want to be using the spicy paprikas because then it'll be too hot. I have salt here. I have onion powder, I have garlic powder, I have cumin, and I also have chili peppers. If you don't want to use the chili peppers, that's an optional. This will make it just regular tasting, that'll make it a little bit hot. If you want, you can add more in if you like. So, those are our ingredients to start with. 2 different wooden spoons. When you're making this, when you're doing ground meat, I like to use a wooden spoon like this as opposed to a wooden spoon like this. This way I can break it apart. If you don't happen to have one of those, you can use a potato masher. That's another thing. So, I'm going to turn my frying pan on. I'm going to put some oil in the bottom of the frying pan. You can use canola oil, safflower, sunflower oil. It doesn't matter what you have. Even olive oil is fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to saute my onions. Your onions will go from white to clear to brown. And this is a little bit more than a cup of onions. What was I going to do with that last little bit of onion? So I just put it in. Onions are delicious. And onions will shrink quite a bit when you cook them. A little tip is you can put a pinch of salt on top of your onions. It will help it wilt. So we're going to let that do its thing for a little bit. You're going to hear it start to sizzle. Our mix here, I said for you guys to have a whisk, to take your whole entire mix, to put it in a bowl to whisk it. At home, I don't have someone, sometimes my dad will help me do the dishes, but usually I don't have someone helping me do the dishes. So you don't need to really use a whisk. You can just dump all your spices into your spice mix. Here is our meat that we're going to be using. Put this to the side for a couple minutes. This is going to take a little while. So while this is doing its thing, I think we should start off with the pineapple salsa. Before we actually do that, I'm going to show you how to chop up some cilantro. If you take a look in some of my little containers, I have little Post-it notes. So I put that in to remind me to do something. So I'm just going to stick that to the side. So this is cilantro. If you need to add a little more oil, you can. Turkey is super, super, super lean, so you might have to add a little more oil in. Just going to turn it down a little bit. So cilantro, you can use the leaf and you can use the stem. Just as much flavor in the stem as there is the leaf. Here is how you dice it up. I take it, I break it in half like this, half again, and then I'm going to take my knife. Remember how I showed you guys how to hold the knife last week? You're going to pinch it, curl your fingers around, pinch, curl. And you want to hear this sound, remember? So I want you to go forward, like a little shark. You're going forward, you're not going backwards. Watch your fingers, curl your fingers underneath. You don't want to be using dried cilantro for this, you want to use fresh. Now, not everyone likes fresh cilantro, not everyone likes cilantro to begin with. If you don't like cilantro, you can substitute parsley. It's going to obviously taste a little bit different. You could use basil if you want, that's kind of fun. It's going to taste more Italian than Mexican, but it's your meal, do whatever you want. You are your own chef. So, punch it up. I'm going to take it, I'm going to go like this, pinch, curl. I'm going to dice and chop my cilantro. I'm going to put it into that little bowl, so I have that ready for later. This is all my mise en place, ready for later. Once you have all the prep work done, this is a really easy recipe. So let's start going over to our pineapple salsa section. So for pineapple salsa, we're going to need onions, diced onions. Again, you can use red onions, salt, pineapple. I didn't go to the store today. I used a canned pineapple or a jar pineapple, just like this. And there is, good morning, Harvard. Good morning, Sawyer. Good morning, Dominic. So, Jorgen as well. I've got pineapple here that's in pineapple juice. So instead of throwing out that pineapple juice, we want to use everything. I'm trying to make an agua fresca, which just means fresh water. So I've got my glass of water here, a little bit of pineapple juice. Now I have an agua fresca. And to make it sort of pop a little bit of lime juice. Really healthy, delicious. So now I have something to drink and a little garnish. Something kind of fun, a little candy stick. And it'll sort of melt and will green at the bottom. So, cheers to everybody. That's so yummy. Okay. Getting back to the task at hand. Stirring my onions, so I'm multitasking. Those onions are going from white to clear. And they're starting to smell really, really yummy. Once we have the spices in there, this is going to smell awesome. So, I have olive oil for this. The olive oil kind of brings it together because obviously there's no fat in the pineapple. Some cilantro. I have a little sticky note for me here for a diced red pepper, so I'm going to show you that in a second. Some lime juice. And that's everything that we need. So, for our diced red pepper, I'm going to show you guys about chili peppers and regular peppers. So, usually the smaller the pepper, the hotter it is. This is a bell pepper. It's the sweetest of all the peppers. A jalapeno is kind of like a starter hot pepper. I'm going to slice it open in a second to show you guys what it looks like in the middle. This here's a Thai bird chili. This is really, really hot. When you're using chilies, you might want to put on some gloves because you want to make sure that, and you need to wash your hands 1,000 times anyway, but gloves will really help protect you. If you don't happen to have a jalapeno at home or a chili pepper, you can use some hot sauce, some sriracha chili sauce, or a little bit of Mexican chili sauce. It's up to you. So let's get started by making. Dicing our pepper. So to dice a pepper, this is how I do it. I only need about half of that pepper. See how those onions are doing? Doing good. I'm going to turn just a little bit lower so I can concentrate on talking to you guys. So, if it has 3 little bumps on the bottom, it's a boy pepper. If it has 4 little bumps on the bottom, it is a girl pepper. I know, kind of silly, but that's sort of the way it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top off and the bottom off, like this. And you can use this for a garnish, or you can dice it up or use it for soup, but I found that this is the easiest way to dice an onion, or pardon me, a pepper. I'm going to take my pepper, go like this, and I'm going to take my knife and just hold it like this and just roll the knife, just like that. And all the seeds come out. Pretty cool. And now there's no waste. There is the flesh of the pepper. I need maybe about half. I'm going to put the little strips, and there's the flesh side and the skin side and the flesh side. I like to cut on the flesh side into nice big strips, and then I'm going to line that up like this. I'm going to dice it up small little bits. So this is my prep work that I'm getting done for my pineapple salsa. If you don't have pineapple, you can use mango. You can use apple. You can use oranges, whatever you happen to have at home. Something besides tomatoes, but traditional tomato salsa is delicious too. So this is really easy. A bowl, put your onions in it. And this is going to seem really, really weird, but trust me, it works every single time. I'm going to put my salt in there. I'm going to take my left hand, put it on the outside of the bowl, right hand's going to go in the bowl, and I'm going to massage those onions. So what it's doing is breaking down the fiber walls and the cells, and it's making those onions juicier, and it's also sweetening them up a little bit. It's cool science, culinary science. It's the tastiest science. So, I'm just going to wipe my hands off. You see how wet my hands are? So that's all the juices coming out. So now my onions are seasoned, they're ready to go. I'm going to add my pineapple in there. And I've diced it up, so you want to make sure that it fits into a spoon. You don't want big chunks of pineapple. Pineapple goes in. Cilantro goes in. If you don't like cilantro, like I said before, you can use parsley. My red pepper. My lime juice. Use real limes. Don't use that stuff that twists off the tops. Not super delicious. Lime juice goes in. And now I can decide if I want chilies in it or not. I think maybe we'll put some jalapenos in, so I can show you what the inside of a jalapeno looks like. So here's a jalapeno. You can put on gloves if you like. You want to wash your hands really well anyway, before and after. So blow up. The gloves aren't fitting so well. At home, I put a little bit of cornstarch on my hands, makes them fit in there a little bit better. So I'm going to take my jalapeno and cut it right in half and show you guys. So this is a perfect specimen of the jalapeno. So you've got the stem here, you've got the flesh, which is the outside, you've got the ribs, you've got the seeds. The seeds and the ribs are what are the spiciest part. You use a quarter of a jalapeno. I'm going to take this, cut this in half. Save that for later. Take my knife and just run it along the top like this. Move my hand over. Now I have de-seeded my jalapeno. And now I just have the delicious flavor of the jalapeno. Slice it up into little bits, the little strips, and then dice it up. Try to dice it smaller than your red pepper, if possible. Don't throw this in the food processor, you'll just have mush. It's kind of gross. Dice it up. Put that in, and that is ready to go. So what we need to do is we need to taste it. Take these gloves off and put my jalapeno to the side, my chili to the side. These chilies, if you happen to have chilies like this and they're fresh, just leave them on the counter for a couple days, they'll dry out, and you can use them dry. And throw away my seeds. Tidy up, because you want to tidy up when you're cooking. Super important. Take gloves off. Okay, now I know my hands are spicy. If you take a look, here is my onions. So they're just starting to brown up a little bit. They're looking really yummy and delicious. And I'm going to show you how to finish this off. It's really quite simple. I have here my whole entire spice mix. Now, spices are oil soluble and not water soluble. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna bloom and get all sorts of bits of yummy deliciousness in the frying pan. So all the kids go in the pool. Just like that. If you want to, you could put it into a bowl and then mix it. That's what the whisk is for, if you're wondering what the whisk is for. Now, just going to quickly fry up my spices in a little bit of oil. And I can smell them already, they smell delish. It only takes about 30 seconds or so. I'm going to add my turkey in. So this is turkey breast, turkey thighs. Remember how I said really lean? You might have a little more oil to it. You're going to break it up, break it up. If you're using something like Eve's Brown Brown, you just put it in, warm it up, add your tomato sauce, and you're done. If you want, you have a lot of fun if you too. Have it go like this. Just break it up into little bits. Get all those spices in there. Make some noise. This way everyone knows that lunchtime is coming around. Keep on going. You can also use your potato masher if you wanted to. That breaks apart the little bits. You don't ever want to taste raw meat. Once your turkey has gone from pink to white, it is cooked. You want to brown it up just a tiny little bit to get some flavor before you add the tomato sauce to it. You just break it apart, break it apart. Delicious, yum. Keep on going. I've got this medium heat, so like 5. I hope everyone's having fun this morning. At home, I would throw some extra chili sauce into it, maybe some jalapenos. Pickled jalapenos would be good. This is a matter of utilizing what you have in your pantry. So break this apart, break this apart. Okay, we'll leave this for a couple minutes or so. I'm going to take my pineapple salsa, mix it up, and try it. As it sits, it's going to get more and more flavorful. So when you're trying it, try to have a bite with a little bit of everything in it. So there's the pineapple, onions, excuse me. So yummy. So, pineapple salsa is done. Next thing we're going to be making is our guacamole. And this is a really simple guacamole. If you want to, you can throw some of the red peppers into your guacamole. What we need here is an avocado. So here's 2 different avocados. One is ripe, one isn't. So one is a little bit darker. Don't go squeezing all the avocados in the grocery store. No one likes that. Take a look, you'll see one's a little bit darker, one's a little bit lighter. When I'm making Mexican food, what I usually do is buy my avocados first, and then whatever day the avocados ripen, that's Mexican day for us at our house. So to peel an avocado is a very interesting thing to do. You need to have a sharp knife and watch your fingers. So this is what I do. In a bowl here. I take my avocado and my knife, pinch, curl. I'm going to hold on to my knife, and I'm just going to twist the avocado around. Easy. And then twist it. I have a beautiful avocado. In order to get the flesh out of the avocado, avocado is really good for you. You can use your fingers if you want to, but a spoon is a little easier. Just scoop it out. You could serve your guacamole in your avocado skin if you want. With this one here, traditionally what they do is they take it and they take a knife and they put a knife in like that. It's really dangerous. So what I like to do is I like to take it and I just like to use either my thumb or a spoon. You just sort of pop it out like this. It's much safer. The other way is a good way to use a finger. You don't want to do that. So just pop it out like that. Same thing. So much safer. So now that I've taken my avocado out, I do the same thing with those onions again. So I've got my onions, I have salt, put that in here. Take my hand, give it a good squish. just like that. White onions, red onions, sweet onions. If they're sweet, you don't need to do that. Notice that my hands are wet again, super, super wet. That's from the juice of the onions. Okay. I'm going to take my avocado, and I forgot my fork, so instead of using a fork, I'm just going to use my spoon. Just smash it up. Use whatever you have. It's your lunch. I see my kitchen angels help me. Got a fork here. So just sort of take it and smash it up. If you smash it up and don't put lime juice on it, it'll go brown. It's not very appealing. So smash it, smash it, smash it. Once I had to make this at home and I didn't have any avocado, so I just took peas and I just did a pea avocado guacamole. It was kind of good. Just use whatever you have. So smash that up. You could, if you want to, take your avocado, put 3 little toothpicks in it, put it onto a glass with some water in it, and you'll eventually grow an avocado plant. I have one in my family room. So avocado's done. I have my onions that I'm going to put in here. Remember I told you about that cilantro again? Here's my cilantro. And we need lime juice. Here's our lime juice. I'm only going to put a little bit in to save a little bit because you never know. Mix it up. I've got a clean spoon for serving my salsa. That spoon for serving. I taste it to see what it tastes like. Does it need something? Does it need some hot sauce? Does it need a little bit more lime juice? Maybe a little more onion? Just a little bit. Delicious. But if you want to, you can put chilies in here. So, those two are done. Let's get back to working on our filling. So it's breaking apart. It's almost cooked all the way through. But you can see how that one's still pink? And you see how that one's white? You want them to all be white. I'm going to turn up a little bit. And there's my tomato sauce. Remember how I cleaned out the container of the tomato sauce? With that little bit of water. So I'm just tidying up. Super important. Put all those to the side. Your mom and dad will appreciate when you tidy up. Makes life easier. And I have that wet towel with my cutting board, so that wet towel will help me wipe my counter. Tidy up, tidy up. Put that in your dishwasher. I'm going to wipe my counter down. And now I want to get my garnishes for my tortilla bites. Otherwise, it wouldn't be tortilla bites. Remember I told you how that candy's going to melt? So now I've got a pineapple, and this was a green apple. See how it melted? And now it tastes like green apple and pineapple. No. So, you know when you're making nacho chips or tortilla chips, you always have a little bit to the bottom of the bag. I want you to take that and put that at the bottom of the plate. No one's going to see that. Put that at the bottom. You put your topping on top of that, and that's going to soak in all those delicious juices. I have my tortillas here, ready to go. I'm going to add my tomato sauce in, and what I'm looking for is a medium thick consistency. Get all of that tomato sauce out. You can use pizza sauce, tomato sauce, a little bit of tomato paste and water if that's all you have. Just diced tomatoes, leftover diced tomatoes. So mix that up. About a minute or so this will be done. I'm going to try it for seasoning. So what am I trying for? Well, maybe I want to add some more chili peppers to it. Maybe I want to add a little salt to it. traditional chili powders for making like a taco bake or something like that will sometimes have a little bit of salt into it. We just added a small amount. So you can, when you're making your own, you can control the amount of salt you have. I want to bring this to a boil, or a hard simmer. I've got my tasting spoon here. I've got my serving spoon here. I'm going to call everyone for dinner, actually for lunch. But this is good for dinner or for lunch. You can freeze this if you want to freeze this. My garnishes are cilantro. Can't have nachos without cheese. Any type of cheese you have at home. Cheddar cheese, Monterey Jack, queso fresco. So I see everything's come to a simmer. I'm going to try it for seasoning again. First time, pardon me. You might have to try it more than once to see. Excuse me. Hot. Super yummy. Just a little hint of spice. And just a quarter teaspoon of spice. Now let's say you make it, you're like, oh my goodness, that is too spicy for me. What you want to do then is just put a little bit of salt, a little bit of sour cream on top of it. And that will be perfect. If you make it really, really, really spicy and you just can't take the heat, you can sort of change it and morph it into something totally different. Maybe put some coconut milk into it, and maybe take it sort of tropical if you have to. Something creamy will always take away heat. I'm going to grab a clean spoon. I don't have a clean spoon. I'm just going to use the other side of my spoon. Just to check for seasonings again. Really good. Mix it up. I'm going to turn this on low because it's turkey. I don't want it to overcook. And turkey is really lean. See, there's no fat on top. If you happen to make this with pork or beef, and there's a little bit of fat on top, you take a paper towel, a clean paper towel, and drag it along the top. You'll take a little bit of that fat off. If you really want it fat-free, put it into the fridge to chill. The fat will solidify on the top. I'm just going to remove the fat. But you can fry potatoes in that. It's really delicious. So this is a good way, instead of going to the grocery store, of utilizing all your leftovers. I'm going to serve this. I can see it's cooked all the way through. Take off the heat. So remember I told you about the mound of leftover little bits of tortilla? I'm going to mound it up like this. This way no one's going to see that. And then while it's warm, you're going to put your cheese on top. I'm going to move this away so you guys can see it. Some cheese on top. And serve those beautiful tortilla chips just here on the side. Decorate it up. People eat with their eyes. You eat with your mouth, but you see with your eyes first. And if it looks good, you know it's going to taste good. I'm going to put a little bit of cilantro on top. And what I'm going to do is I have time, I'm going to decorate it up with a little bit of pineapple salsa. Throw a little bit here. Those colors just pop. And here's my guacamole. I think I know what we're going to have for dinner tonight. This looks pretty good. And there you go. Isn't that fantastic? So there is your tortilla bites. Delicious, simple, really, really easy. I hope that everyone had lots of fun today. I don't know, I wish that everyone could be here with me. I want you guys to tune in next week, same time, same place, same chef, same location at 11:30. I want you to put your comments below and tell me what you thought of this class today, what you want to learn, maybe what you're cooking, maybe post what you're cooking online. If you've made this tonight, please post it online, or for lunch day, I want to see, because Chef Helena is always very proud of you guys. So there is your lunch. Have a lovely afternoon, everyone. Be kind to everybody. Make sure you wash your hands, and please make sure that you post something and let me know what you want to make for next week. I'm taking suggestions. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.